Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today's topic for discussion is about a homeopathic medicine, Coffea cruda, as observed by Dr. E.B. Nash. Coffea cruda. All senses more acute, reads fine print easier, smell, taste and touch acute, unusual activity of mind and body, full of ideas, quick to act, no sleep on this account, etc. Affections from sudden surprises, especially joyful surprises, very emotional, pains insupportable, drive to despair, exasperation, tears, tossing about in agony, great sleeplessness, headache from over mental exertion, thinking, talking, one-sided as from a nail driven into the brain, as if the brain were torn or dashed to pieces, worsens in open air, jerking toothache, relieved by holding ice water in the mouth, returns when water becomes warm. Coffea cruda, like chamomilla, acts strongly upon the nervous system. Indeed, in nervous troubles where the patient has not been addicted to coffee habit, it often takes precedence. If on other hand he is a coffee addict, chamomilla is the remedy. Dr. Teste of Paris used to say that coffee was responsible for a large proportion of neuralgias of France. The coffea patient is a subject of a very great general exalted sensibility, as in Hering's characteristic cards. In quote, all the senses more acute, reads fine print easier, smell, taste and touch acute, particularly also an increased perception of slight passive movements, unusual activity of mind and body, full of ideas, quick to act, no sleep on this account, lively fancies, full of plans for the future. End quote. These symptoms portray, as plainly as words can, the nervous conditions calling for this remedy. It makes one think of chamomilla, but the mind of chamomilla is not there. On the other hand, it makes one think of aconite, but the fear of death is not there. Hering used to recommend aconite and coffea in alternation in painful inflammatory affections, where the fever symptoms of the former and also the nervous sensibility of the latter were present. And Dr. Nash knew of no two remedies that alternate better, though he never did it, since he learned to closely individualize. Coffee is specially adapted to mental shocks such as sudden surprises, especially joyful surprises, excessive laughter and playing, disappointed love, noises, strong smells, etc. It is also adapted to variable moods, first crying, then laughing, and then crying again. Coffea also vies with chamomilla and aconite as a pain remedy. Pain insupportable, drive to despair, exasperation, tears, talking about in great anguish. Here again, we will not give coffea in an habitual coffee drinker but chamomilla rather. The particular localities where these pains mostly occur are in the head, where the pain is generally one-sided, feeling as though a nail were driven into the head. Ignatia has a similar headache, and it generally occurs in hysterical subjects. Then the choice may have to be made between these two remedies. Prosopalgia, which is often traceable to bad teeth, and coffea has a very peculiar toothache in the fact that the tooth is easy as long as he holds cold water upon it. Remember, chamomilla toothache is often caused by taking warm things into the mouth but is not relieved by taking cold things like coffea. Dysmenorrhea with excessively painful colic. If there are large black clots and coffea does not relieve, follow with chamomilla. Pains threatening abortion or after pains or very severe unbearable labor pains are often relieved by this remedy. In short, for pains anywhere which seem intolerable and there are no other specially leading symptoms, coffea is to be remembered. The same overexcitability so characteristic to this drug causes great sleeplessness, and coffea has won to itself great credit as a sleep remedy. In Dr. E.B. Nash's experience and observation, it works best in 200th potency. And there is no beautiful verification of the truth of similia than just hair, for it causes great sleeplessness in many people when taken in large quantities. Cough and sleeplessness after measles is wonderfully relieved by it, and it is sleep, not narcosis, and never injures or sickens the patient like the stupor of opium preparations. That's it for today. Thank you for joining us. Wish you a good health.